curb, and you'll see all my bumper stickers on my window. Extreme right wing extremists, oath keepers, all that stuff. So I'm easily identifiable. Here's the story. Has anybody here been to the LAVA hospital? Then you know it's in the middle of liberal land.
Yeah,
on one side you got Hollywood and West Hollywood. You cross 405 and you got Brentwood, Santa Monica, West LA, more West LA. All right. So I'm riding around town with this Fred Thompson bumper sticker. And every time I pulled into a parking lot, you should have heard some of the idioticness. Glenn Beck's coming out Tuesday with the best book in the world. How to Argue with Idiots.
It's desperately needed.
Right. Some of the conversations that went on about, oh, are you a Republican? You like Fred Thompson? All this kind of stuff. No, just, I couldn't believe it.
I wonder how many of them are still done.
That's true. That's true. Well, the ones that are ignorant.
Oh, you're from the Hollywood Stars.
The ones that are ignorant. So, as I said, write some emails, make some phone calls if you got the time. We need more sponsors. We need to get this. We can't let what happened last year happen this year. Last year, the bill died because there weren't enough sponsors. And I'm going to give everybody a trick. When you call a congressman or a senator that you don't live in their district, one of the things that they're starting to do, and Schumer is really bad on this,
Yes.
they ask, what zip code do you live in? So do some research and find out what districts he represents. Go on the U.S. Postal Service zip code finder and find out a zip code and lie your ass off. These guys have gotten so arrogant that they're not listening to anybody.
Well, then you look at all, in a few years, they'll all be gone, retired.
2010, a complete flip of the House and Senate. And we need to band together and, you know, not to put you down, Ed, or you down, but truthfully, and it started in, that I can remember, in, what was it, the 80 election when Anderson ran as an independent. I don't know if any, you might remember that.
Yeah.
You all remember that. Third-party candidates do not have a chance in hell with the two-party system.
Perot got Clinton elected.
And I'll admit,
guilty too.
I made the mistake of voting for Perot.
I couldn't say
That's how I learned my lesson.
That's what I could wake up and look at a mirror and
That taught me a lesson that I had to stay with the Republican Party, and now I've finally gotten to a point in my life where all I do is sit on my ass all day because I'm disabled. The only thing that limits me with the precinct committee man thing and getting called meetings is new high going in my gas. It's not a matter of will. It's not a matter of being lazy. It's only financial. But if any of you float around on the ResistNet sites or any of the other Ning sites that pop up, you will see my name pop up. I just did one this morning. Somebody did a discussion on a quote from John Adams that said, if somebody can correct me, it's okay, something to the effect, this meeting is over because we do not have a solution. I'm paraphrasing. Well, I put a post on, it was a good 5-line thing. I said, this post is coming from a hothead patriot. I am willing to wait until 2010 to see if the House and Senate are flipped. If it isn't, and we still go through the same old BS, and I put the quote in the Declaration of Independence, and I pledge my honor, my fortune, and life to correct this situation. Just to give you a little background, I was in the Navy, so I didn't get firearms too much. But when I got out of the Navy and I started my collection, I shot in a paintball division. 2 FBI agents, sheriff, a deputy, a DEA agent, 2 Marine officers. I had an M1 Garand that had a 24 power scope on it, and it's 1,700 yards. If you cross line of sight, you're a dead man.
My longest shot was 1,840.
I just bought an M1A, and it's getting a tactical scope put on it and an 18 power scope. So if the shit hits the fan,
Dove hunting.
what's that?
Dove hunting. You going dove hunting?
Dove hunting, yeah. Dove hunting. Dove hunting, yeah.
If the shit hits the fan, as I said, that's my life to the effort. I don't have family. The chances of my cancer reoccurring are like better than 50%. So I would rather go out fighting for what this country was founded on. And I'm Jewish, okay?
So what?
Well, but I accept the price. I accept it. I'm an American first, right? But my formulation, my history was formed. I was a member of the JDL, and I am never again person. Never again. And we're talking about FEMA camps. Before somebody takes me,
They're gonna be dead.
Go down fighting.
That's something we need to talk about, guys. Because you can't put it online. If you think the net is not watched carefully, same thing with phone calls.
Exactly.
You pick up that phone, somebody just larger listening and recording. What we need to form is a phone tree.
Well, see,
One time use only. One time use only.
Well, we need phone numbers and we need addresses.
Comes apart. One time use
That's why I
only.
don't pass around lists. You know, I encourage everyone to switch phone numbers and get to know everybody, but I don't want to have a list anywhere. That
Well,
can be
the
used against
other thing I would suggest.
But yeah, I want everyone to switch
getting
phone numbers and get
yourself
to know
a
everybody.
handheld 10-meter.
Radio.
It's similar to Citizens Band, except it operates on. It's
10 minutes.
unlicensed. The FCC has relaxed licensing on.
You better read the package when you buy it, because they require you to have a license.
No, they do not. Not on a 10-meter.
Not on 10 meter anymore.
Put it in there that
They
you're required
put it
to
on
do.
there.
The fact is you're not.
Of course you're not, but they put it on there.
Just ignore it.
Right.
And when the guns come for you, what they put on there is what
I
they
have
enforce.
ignored
So you buy a 10-meter handheld. They're not that expensive. In some of the, there's a decent shop out in Glendale. I forget what street they're on. When I was a truck driver, as soon as I got into California, I bought a Ranger, which because it's good in Baja racing, that the guy did a little work on it, and I could use it. It's a 10-meter, but it could be used in a Citizens Band. A little bit of change in